welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 9th February 2025. So before starting our Hindu analysis, let us see one important announcement from Rathods Science Academy. So here we are going to start Prelims cum Mains Foundation course new batch from first week of March. So the special features of this batch is every day we will be having current affairs class, and apart from that 4 hours of GS will be there, and we are going to take only one subject per day. And after completion of entire that subject, we are going to shift to the next subject, and we are going to conduct regular test for analysis. And next one is you will be having daily answer writing practice from the day 1 itself, and even we will be having some revision test also. So here we are providing classes through the top faculty, and they'll be teaching from basics to advanced level. And you can see our faculty list which is appearing on the screen. So we have Sandeep sir, Vilas sir, Sukrit sir, Farhan sir, Rasul sir, and as well as some other most important faculty will be taking your classes. And even this course includes CSAT as well. CSAT ethics is also included in this GS foundation course, and within 9 to 11 months we will going to complete your entire UPSC syllabus. Okay, and we are launching batch both on online and as well as offline. So if you are interested in taking this course, if you have any further queries regarding this course, you can call us on this number 8074765513, and even it is WhatsApp number, you can text me on that number as well. Okay, and if you want to meet me directly, you can come to office which is located exactly above Vikas Book Center, Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad. Okay, that's it guys. And now let us see the first article. So if you see the first article, title says economic review data shows declining trend in cultivation of paddy in Kerala. So this article is talking about two important things. First one is paddy cultivation, and second one is Kerala state. Okay, now let me write those keywords. So if you see the keywords, as I said, first one is paddy cultivation declining. Paddy cultivation is declining. Where? In state of Kerala. So from which subject it is important, guys? You might have seen about this paddy. In which subject? In GS paper 1, in geography, in especially Indian geography, you might have studied about this topic called as agriculture. In agriculture, you will be studying about different types of crops and related geographic conditions which is necessary, right? So in that agriculture, we have food crops, we have cash crops. Okay, so in food crops you might be studied about this paddy, wheat, etc., right? So from there it is important, from GS paper 1 under geography, that to Indian geography, from this agriculture topic, and that too from food crops, it is important. And you have to see geographical location of Kerala. Okay, it is also important from geography, guys. So you have to open map and you have to see where is this Kerala located, and you have to see the states which are sharing boundary with this Kerala, and you have to see important rivers, or if there are any issues you have to see, and you have to see some important national parks, some developments which happen in that state. And this Kerala is very important for backwaters. So this backwaters is called as Kayals, and in this area also people will go for traditional paddy cultivation. So here what exactly you have to see? You have to see the report which is saying that there is decreasing of cultivation, and here you have to see what are the exact causes for decreasing of cultivation. Yes, apart from that, even you have to see is decreasing of cultivation is happening. Because of that, what will be the possible impact? So in mains you may get question regarding this causes, and as well as what is the possible impact of decreasing of cultivation of paddy now. Okay, now let us see this article in detail. So if you see context, it is saying that the latest economic review, which is revealing that there is continuous decline in this paddy cultivation in Kerala. From 2023 onwards, there is continuous declining of paddy cultivation. So here, because of that, what happens? There is reduction of production of rice, obviously, and even there is reduction of per hectare productivity. The productivity of this crop also had been decreased, and the area which had been dedicated to paddy farming had also been decreased. So these are the three important highlights: production, productivity, and area of cultivation. These three had been decreased. And if you see some important details that you have to remember, so there is ongoing decrease in rice production and cultivation area, which is saying that yes, it is going to have impact on food security in Kerala. If you are not producing proper rice, then what happens? So how the people will have their food? So there will be the problem of food security in Kerala. And next one here is there is also concerns regarding state related agriculture policies and as well as some socio-economic factors that leading to decreasing of cultivation of rice. We have to think about that as well. And next important point you have to remember is impact on local economies. So if there is decreasing of rice production, it will be having significant impact on local economy, especially in these areas of Palakkad and Alappe. So there is decreasing of very high proportion of paddy had happened. So here what happened in these areas especially, there will be some negative impact on local economies. And the reduction of agricultural output, that will also going to affect obviously employment opportunities. So employment opportunities will be getting affected, and even it will be affecting local market dynamics and income of farmers and other related business related to this paddy. Okay, so in this way, because of this decreasing of paddy cultivation, that will be having socio-economic challenges in these regions. And next one is there is also shift to alternate crops. So now what happened, the people who are growing this paddy, they moved on, they shift on to growing of other crops. Okay, so because of this what happened, we can say crop diversification towards pulses and as well as millets. And this diversification that will be also will be having economic repercussions, and as well as why they are shifting, because of based on market demands, climatic conditions, because of economic incentives. So in this way we can also think about what will be the sustainability of this rice cultivation in this region, and how can we go for preservation of traditional farming techniques of Kerala. And if you see, one more important point that you have to remember is, especially in some districts like Palakkad and Alappuzha, highlights there is regional disparities. There is very high decreasing of agricultural productivity in this region. So because of this, what happened? So it will be also having impact on production of rice. So here this article is saying that most of the farmers are diverting towards other crops because of climate change. That means we need to take some steps regarding climate change adaptation. So we need to go for adaptation strategies. We need to support rice farmers who are facing this declining of yields. So we have to introduce improved agriculture practices, and government need to invest in research and development so that we can improve high yield varieties. And you can also go for educating of farmers, increasing of awareness, all need to be go on hand. Okay, so that's the thing which mainly said. And if you see what are the major reasons for decreasing of this cultivation. So first one is because of rapid urbanization and land conversions. So because of this rapid urbanization, that led to conversion of paddy fields into residential, commercial and industrial areas. And even wetlands and agricultural lands are being filled for infrastructure development. There is no land. How can they go for growing or farming? Yes. And next one is high cost of cultivation. So paddy farming, as we all know, it is a labor intensive crop. So because of this, it needs high investment, even in labor, fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation, etc. So because of increasing of labor cost and unavailability of farm workers, so they are going for diversification of the crops. And next one is fragmentation of land holdings. So due to inheritance loss and population growth, agriculture lands have been divided into small and economical plots. And small scale farming is not at all viable if we want to go for mechanization. So because of this, it is making less productive, they are shifting away. And next one is low productivity and poor market support. Even farmers, they are not getting proper prices in the market because of fluctuation of market prices. And even intermediaries, etc. And even they are not getting proper MSP, minimum support price, because there is no legal MSP. Okay. So because of all these things, you are diverting. And even now, farmers, they are shifting towards more profitable crops like rubber, banana, coconut, areca nut, because they are very less labor intensive, and as well as they will be getting higher returns. Okay, now let us see the next article. It is about rupees 500 crore fund gives autonomy for National Mission on Manuscripts. So this article is very important, guys. You have to know some important keywords. Okay, so this article is important from GS paper 2 under governance. So here, first of all, you have to know what are these manuscripts. So first keyword is you have to know about manuscripts. And next you have to know about what is this National Mission for Manuscripts. And next important one here is you have to know about rich India's culture heritage. That thing that you will be studying in your art and culture, which comes under GS paper 1 and a history. So now let us see this article, guys. So if you see the context, it says that Indian government initiated some steps. So in this step, they are focusing on enhancement of autonomy of National Mission for Manuscripts. So actually our government of India is allocating around 500 crore rupees for over next 6 years so that it will be getting autonomy. Okay, so when it was came up in year 2003 itself, and actually the important aim of this National Mission of Manuscripts, it is to preserve our rich manuscript heritage in India. And already if you see the success of this mission, so we had documented around 5.2 million manuscripts, and not only preserving but even we went for digitalization of around 3.5 lakh manuscripts, which are containing around 3.5 crore pages. So it is one of the milestone achievement that we can say. So if you say some important points, the first one here is, it is saying that we are shifting to autonomy. So here the shift which making this National Mission for Manuscripts an autonomous body, that means we can understand that our government is very much serious. It is having strong commitments regarding preserving of our rich cultural heritage of our country. And next one is significant financial investments. The allocation of nearly rupees 500 crore over 6 years, which mainly says that yes, we have to give lot of importance for the culture, especially importance for the manuscripts. Okay, so this level of investment, which mainly says that yes, we are having increased capabilities for this ENMM, and especially we are focusing on conservation and digitalization. And if you see the digitalization, as I said, under this mission, around 3.5 lakh manuscripts, they had been digitalized, which includes around 3.5 crore pages, so that we can actively go for preserving of our manuscripts. So if you see this mission, as I said, it was established in year 2003 under Ministry of Tourism, Culture. And what are the objectives? We are focusing on documentation, we are focusing on conservation, we are focusing on digitalization, and as well as online dissemination of manuscripts heritage of our country. And even especially we are focusing on conservation centers all over India. And actually, India possesses around 10 million manuscripts. Actually, it is one of the most, probably the largest collection in the world that is present in India. So all these includes like themes, textures, aesthetic scripts, languages, calligraphies, illuminations and illustrations. If you cover all these things, it will be like around 10 million manuscripts, and we have to save them for the next generation. So what is this manuscript? Manuscript, it is nothing but it is handwritten composition. Whether it may written on like paper or any bark of the plant or cloth or any metal or palm leaf or any other material which is dating back to at least 75 years and which has significant scientific, historical or aesthetic value. So it includes epigraphs, ferments, revenue records, etc., which mainly contains the knowledge content rather than direct historical information. And even we can see these manuscripts were written in different languages. Okay, not only classical, but even different languages it may written. Okay, now let us see the next important topic. So actually, students who are applying for UPSC this year, so one good news, that is you can file your applications till February 18th. Okay, so there is extension of last date to apply for this civil services prelims. Earlier it is like 11th of February, but now it is 18th of February. And even after this 18th of February, if you are doing any mistakes regarding the name or anything, if you want to edit, even there is one edit option, that window will be opened from 19th. So 19th till 25, you can go for editing of your details. So use this opportunity, guys, and try to apply. And now let us see the next article. Title says, what will be the impact of Trump's trade war? So actually this article is talking about trade war. So what is this trade war? Trade war is nothing but it is a warlike situation in the trade. Trade what all includes exports and imports. So one country is exporting something and importing something, right? So whenever it is importing something to protect its domestic industries, it will be imposing tariff called as import duty or tariff. So in retaliation, that country will be also getting angry and it will be also imposing tariff. So because of this, it will lead to trade war between the countries. So the trade war is happening between two countries. In this globalized era, each and every country is interconnected. So it will be impacting not only those countries who are involved in this trade war, but even other countries. So why this trade war is in news? You know that US started imposing tariffs of 25% on the goods from Canada and Mexico, and extra 10%, that is 35% on the goods from China. So that movement started trade war. And because of this, now there is an article which is saying about what is the impact. So this article is important from GS paper 3 under economy point of view. So now let us see what is the impact. So here first most impact here is Trump is imposing tariffs on goods of Canada, Mexico and China. So what happens, the people in America, if they want to buy the goods from these countries, obviously there will be increasing of cost of good for American consumers. So because of this, an estimate roughly says that there will be increasing of annual burden of $1,1200 per a household because of this tariffs on these three countries. And next important thing here is whenever there is increasing of price, obviously it will lead to increasing of inflation in USA. And next one here is because of increase in inflation in US, it is going to have impact on Indian exports as well. So whenever there is increasing of inflation in any country, what happens? The demand for the goods and services will be decreased. Yes. So obviously there will be the decreasing of demand for Indian exports. Especially what are the goods India will be exporting to USA? For example, gems, jewelry, textiles. So because of this, what happened? It will be weakening our demand of Indian goods in USA. And next one here is there is higher tariff. So because of that, what happened? There is net increasing of US tax on this US households. It will be also causing concern. And next one here is, especially if you see the automobile industry of USA, so American car industries, they will be dependent on Canada and as well as Mexico. So if there is increasing of tax on these countries, obviously US made cars now become expensive. That will leads to the buyers will prefer imports from other countries like Japan, Germany, Korea. So which is not getting subjected to tariff in USA. So it will be affecting the products of Canada and Mexico, and even in turn it will be affecting domestic industry of USA, especially automobile industry. And next one here is what happens whenever there is increasing of tax or tariff by US on other countries. Obviously, other countries, they will not sit idle, right? They will also impose tit for tat. So that what happen, it will be having multiple impacts. Okay, now let us see one more article. It is saying that heart failure patient in India died 10 years earlier, says study. Okay, so what is the meaning of heart failure? It is nothing but heart attack. So what happens during this heart attack? So heart failure is nothing but heart attack, which is caused when heart muscles fails to pump enough blood to meet the demands of body. So what is the important function of your heart? Heart will pump the blood to the different parts of the body. If heart is failing to pump the blood according to the demand of the body, it will cause heart attack. And especially if you see in our country, around 10,845 participants with heart failure, they were enrolled. And in this study, they found that so people, if they are having heart related problems, they will be dying 10 years earlier. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said. Just see that what are the important reasons for this heart failure. So one is there is no proper exercise, especially people this in this generation, they are not having physical activities. And this one is they are depending on junk food, and especially they are taking more fatty acids, trans fatty acids. So because of this, there are blocks in the blood vessels. So because of all these things, there is increasing of heart failures which is happening in India. And even recently one article said that so on average one person per a day should take 2 grams of sodium, but in India it will be like more than 5 grams. So because of this high salt intake also, it will cause heart related problems. So we have to take some lifestyle modifications. We need to make our life with healthy workouts, and even we have to be conscious about what we are eating. So avoid junk food, avoid smoking, avoid alcohol. So if you're doing this, at least we can be the safe out of this heart failure, and we can increase our lifespan. So that is the thing which mainly said. So there are nothing much important articles because of Delhi elections result. So everything in the newspaper had been filled with that Delhi elections itself. So I found that these are the important articles which will be helpful for you guys. So I took this for discussion. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much guys, and please to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy, and don't forget to like this class and as well as share this class.